Yeah, so our U.S. strategy now is focusing on each state that we hope to regulate through legislators and policymakers from state to state. Fortunately and unfortunately, we'll be able to go from state to state where it's become a cumbersome process, but it also gives operators the chance to get their feet under them and understand what's required to operate a successful sports book. So our U.S. strategy now is purely a state-by-state basis, grabbing as much market share as we are able to with top-tier operators like we've done in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So right now we're focused naturally towards the Midwest and Western states where we expect legislation in 2019 and 2020 and 2021. You're going to have to tune in to see what our key findings are. A lot of it for us is around what we see players traditionally like to wager on. Obviously, pre-match is very important to us, but also we'll be discussing what we see from a live perspective that new customers are able to be attracted to, that can also help the operators influence their bottom line. So for us, it's more of what bet offers are now available that haven't traditionally been available through Nevada and other regulated markets that we've seen be successful and contributed to the player acquisition and retention of our operators. Yeah, so their expectations are going to vary from state to state depending on what the legislation and the regulations say. So from a retail perspective, you want to be able to have an experience that drives customers to the property and gives them an experience that is synonymous with what they would expect online from neighboring states that allow online sports betting. So that's through an over-the-counter solution or a self-service betting terminal, and also some unique Kambi functionality like our bet slip builder functionality that allows you to wager without actually placing a bet until you get to the property to place your final bet. So for them, it needs to focus on whether or not they're allowed to offer retail and if they're allowed to offer online. And online, it's purely about offering a competitive product that you'll be able to transition players from unregulated markets that are currently wagering offshore or with illegal bookmakers and allowing them to have a product that protects them and allows them to wager on the same exact offering, but also is a better user experience from grading plays faster, having their favorite team and favorite players be more available, and just the breadth of our offering is what we hope to show some of these operators. A lot of just education, I'd say, is education of the legislators and the policymakers, but also the operators that are lobbying those policymakers. I think we've been lucky in the past few weeks. We've seen states like Iowa and Indiana legislate with governor's signature, which hopefully will set the precedent for the rest of the year as we start to see some critical mass. In each state, we do have bills proposed in most states, so I fully believe that by the end of 2019, we will have a few more hopefully have legislation. Then once we start to see some real results, real revenue in terms of tax dollars, but also revenue for the operators, you'll start to see a bigger shift in momentum as we move further west from the East Coast. So in terms of the regulation, I fully expect us to continue at the pace we've set, and then hopefully ramp up once we start to see some real dollars flowing through, because the consideration set we've had thus far in New Jersey online has been 6 to 9 months of a full competitive market, and retail in a state like Pennsylvania, the 5th most populous state in the country, it's only been retail to begin with, and we're anticipating online being available very soon in Pennsylvania. So once we have that set of data, we'll be able to make some quality assertions around what we'd expect in other states. And once we have those, I think that will severely impact and motivate a lot of policymakers to get moving.